Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, please allow me to begin my remarks by extending my gratitude and appreciation for your participation in this talk show season at Indonesian Pavilion regarding the role of carbon pricing instrument to achieve climate targets, highlights of Indonesia experience. I hope our talk show today will fruitful and become a solid foundation for further cooperation and collaboration among us. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may reiterate again Indonesian commitment to conditionally reduce its greenhouse gas emission by 41% up to 50% below businesses as a level in 2030 with international support international support in form of investment and technology. Indonesia is confident that we can increase our emission reduction toward reaching net zero emission by 2060 or sooner. Touching this topic, I have to remind us all again that support and fulfillment of climate finance commitment from developed countries are important enabler for Indonesia, as well as for other developing countries, to take this turn in the journey toward low carbon economy and net zero emission in the mid-century. It will take too much if I continue talking green investment opportunity that we have in Indonesia. I just want to underline that those initiatives, plan, and so on will not deliver anything but dreams if we fail to mobilize the necessary investment. However, the investment need is not something in the magnitude that can be covered by state budget. So we need to mobilize the investment from private sector. Putting a price on carbon is something we see as very important to make green investment more profitable and deliver mitigation outcomes in a cost-effective way. Talking about financing for climate action, the role of domestic financing beyond a government budget is the key, including by implementing carbon pricing. Just a couple of days ago, President Joko Widodo signed the presidential regulation on carbon pricing, mainly as a tool to achieve Indonesian NDC. However, we also realize that there are a great opportunity in the international carbon market. For myself, under the Paris Agreement, as the parties, we are eagerly waiting for finalization of the negotiation of the Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. And on the other hand, we are also exploring potential for having voluntary carbon market. Both of them will contribute to make international green and low carbon investment in Indonesia. This regulation gives provisions on at least three main issues regarding carbon markets: the framework and the guidelines on carbon trading, development, use of carbon offset, and carbon trading modalities. We also recently passed a regulation that will start the implementation of carbon tax in 2022 by using a combined cap trade and tax approach. In international level, we are among those who look forward to the operationalization of Article 6 mechanism. As started in our NDC, Indonesia welcome bilateral regional international cooperation under Article 6 that facilitate and expedite technology development and transfer payment for performance, technical cooperation, and access to financial resources to support Indonesia climate mitigation and adaptation effort toward a climate resilient future. Let me, in this great opportunity, also express our high appreciation for our friends that are supporting or pursuing cooperation on climate change in Indonesia, especially on carbon pricing topics. Ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned earlier, Indonesia welcomes international carbon pricing cooperation under Paris Agreement, and I believe a well-designed carbon cooperation or mechanism will help global work toward achieving Paris Agreement's goal without compromising global economic growth. However, carbon market under Paris Agreement will have its own challenges. For Indonesia, it's imperative that we only engage in international carbon cooperation that can leverage our climate action and contribution to limiting global warming at the same time. Support Indonesia's transition to low carbon economy. We look forward to talking to you in more detail on such cooperation. Last but certainly not last, Indonesia's support and wish for a successful COP26 in Glasgow. I look forward on COP26 result to lay foundation for future collaboration and to provide new energy in continuing our work in climate change. Thank you.